Hey friends! My name is Desiree, aka Momma Friendly, and I do all sorts of videos on my channel, from cooking videos to planner videos, vlogs, hauls, homeschool videos with a Disney twist, a little bit of everything. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, I hope that you'll subscribe and join me on my YouTube adventure. For the last couple of years, we've been doing Disney homeschool themed videos around Disney movies, characters, or rides. This year, I decided to change things up and we're still doing Disney themed homeschooling, but we're going to be centering our lessons around the Epcot World Showcase. I thought this would be a great theme to base our lessons on because it gives us so much opportunity for different branches of learning. Obviously, we're learning about geography. We're going to learn about each of the different countries' languages and traditions and culture, how people live there as opposed to how we live. So we've got social studies thrown in the mix as well. I'm of course throwing in a lot of life skills. So cooking has always been an important part of our homeschool series, and we're going to aim to create an authentic recipe every single time that has to do with the country or traditions that we're studying. And of course, from a sensory perspective, I love including art projects in our theming, so every video is going to include at least 1 or 2 different art projects. Something else to consider is that my child is on the autism spectrum. He has nonverbal autism, and so we're going to be tailoring the activities obviously to his level because he is the child that I am teaching. You can of course feel free to tailor these activities to whatever developmental or educational level makes sense for the kiddos that you're teaching. I'm gonna do my best to include resources and activities in a Pinterest board that pertains to each and every theme. So all of these videos are gonna have a Pinterest board linked in the description box so you could check it out. This will give you some ideas for activities that we didn't get to cover in the video, or even ideas for taking the activities we did do and tweaking them to fit kiddos of different ages or different abilities. One big consideration that I wanted to make before jumping into this particular string of themed videos is that I wanted to make sure to approach this from a place of cultural appreciation and not appropriation. I want to be able to respect the people and the traditions of these countries without resorting to tropes. That being said, we're going to try to be as authentic as possible in all of our facts, in all of our art activities, especially in all of our recipes. I'm going to try my best to outsource this information from people native to the countries that we're studying wherever I'm able. So now that I've explained a little bit about what we're trying to do here, let's jump into the country for this month. Here's the Canada Pavilion, which is the last one on our adventure, or it could be the first one if you're coming in the incorrect way, the way 4KWDW decided to go in this video. I don't judge, you know, it's just I've always gone Mexico first, which is why we did things in the order that we did. This pavilion is home to Le Cellier, which is one of the more popular restaurants in all of Epcot. They have a cheddar cheese soup that is supposedly to die for, and also a filet mignon that pretty much everybody gets whenever they come eat here. So if you've eaten at Le Cellier, I'd love to know how the experience was for you and if you did in fact order the soup and steak. We've got these really pretty topiaries. There's also a film you could watch here starring Martin Short called Oh Canada, or I think it's called Oh Canada. I've never actually watched it myself, I'm not gonna lie. There's a gift shop. There's all sorts of beautiful totems and native art around here, and there are musical performers as well. It's a really pretty and very detailed pavilion, and I definitely recommend that you check it out. We have our list of Canadian documentaries, fun facts, etc. here, and I wanted to share them with you guys real fast. We've got a history of Canada in 10 minutes. This is probably for, I'd say like a middle school age range. We've got some Canadian culture facts, some more little facts here from highlights. So this is definitely in the elementary school age range. Geography, history, and attractions. We've got a couple of wildlife documentaries. Another one all for kids. So again, I'd say this was safe for like maybe kindergarten, elementary school age. And then this last one I included here is definitely for the high school set. It's a more mature subject matter. Canada, just like the rest of the Americas, has a very, let's say, colorful, for lack of a better term, history with the indigenous peoples. And there's a lot that you can dive into there, but I did want to keep the list a little lighter and obviously include something for, a little bit of something for everybody here. So this is just one jumping off point if you have older kiddos and you'd like to get into those kinds of discussions. I'm also going to try to include some resources in my Pinterest board, which you're going to find linked down below in the description box. We're going to do some maple leaf rubbing for our art project this month. Unfortunately, being in South Florida, maple leaves are kind of at a minimum here. So I got these off of Amazon. I made it a point to get ones that had some texture to them. So you can see, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but these are not just flat leaves. They've got like ridges to them. Ideally, they would have had like plastic boning of some sort so that we would really get a proper texture out of them. But what I'm hoping is that we'll be able to put these under our piece of paper, and by applying some pressure over top with a crayon or with a colored pencil, which is what we're going to use, we should be able to hopefully get some imprints. And you can do this with any kind of leaf, honestly. It's a great fall activity anyway. If push comes to shove, we'll maybe like just paste these onto the paper and do a collage. But like I said, I wanted to do maple leaves in particular because it just feels very Canadian. And unfortunately, we're about as far away from Canada as you can get while still being in, well, no, that's not true. North America spans quite a bit south, but you know what I mean. We're far enough away where actual maple leaves were just not going to happen. So we're going to try our best with what we've got. And these particular leaves, I'll have them linked down below in case you'd like to get them yourself, in case you're also hard pressed to find real maple leaves about. Got some kind of autumnal colors here to try. Look, you feel the paper? Let me show you. Look, you feel how there's stuff under the paper? Here, take a pencil. I'm gonna take one too, and we're gonna color. Yeah, can you try to color? Oh, you're doing a good, look, you're actually getting something. I think you're onto something here because I think the harder we do it, the easier it's gonna come out. Oh, look, we're getting some stuff. Yeah, good job. Look, the leafies. The leafies are happening. That's a really good job. You wanna try with yellow? No? Okay, I'll try with yellow. Let's see, where can I find some more? Leafies, leafies, leafies. Okay, so I think the darker colors are definitely going to be where it's at. And I think Kiddo had the right idea. The firmer you apply the pressure, the better your, oh, look, there it is. The better your leaf will come out. That's really cool, huh? You made your own leaf print, buddy. Nice work. Alright friends, we're making our Canadian recipe. It is fried bannock bread, and it's a version, an easy to make version of a quick bread that's a staple in Native communities throughout Canada. I just realized that the camera failed when I was first putting all of this together. So the ingredients are super simple. You need 3 cups of flour. I'm using Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 baking flour. It's my favorite gluten-free flour. You need 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 1.5 cups of warm water. You're also going to want maple syrup to serve it with. That's optional, but that's what we're going to do. I halved the recipe. This typically would have made 12, but I used half of everything so that I made just 6 little bits. So basically, what you might have missed is you whisk together your flour, baking powder, and salt in a large bowl, and then you add in your warm water until a sticky dough ball forms. Now let's rejoin the footage already in progress. So this looks a lot like when we make arepas. Usually with arepas though, you'd use a corn flour instead of an all-purpose gluten-free flour. If you want to see how we make arepas though, we did do an Encanto themed Disney homeschool video a while back, and that shows you like the entire method. So you could check that out. I'll have it linked up in the corner, and I'll put it in the description box as well. This is a very, very sticky dough. And it says that the next step is to turn it out onto a floured countertop and sprinkle it with extra flour if it's too sticky to handle. So I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. I've got a little silicone mat here. I'm going to flour it up. So we got a nice floured surface here. I'm going to turn my sticky dough ball out onto said surface. And we're just going to kind of toss it about till it's not so sticky. They want us to pat it out into a big oval shape. And if you wanted to bake it, this is kind of where you'd stop. So you'd pat it out into your little oval. You could line the baking sheet or put some vegetable oil down so it doesn't stick. And you'd bake this for 30 minutes until the bread turns golden brown. We are not going to be baking it today though. We're going to be frying it, which is the traditional way to do it. So I'm going to take a knife or a pizza cutter, whatever you have on hand. I think I actually do have a pizza cutter here. I think we need to wash hands first. So hands are clean. I've got my little pizza cutter situation here. There's our little dough ball. I'm gonna cut this into 6 pieces, just like that. Look how easy that was. Now I'm gonna get a pan of some vegetable oil, just about a 1/4 inch worth. I'm gonna heat it up over medium-high heat, and when the oil's hot, we're gonna carefully fry this on both sides until it's golden brown, and then it's ready to serve with our maple syrup for dipping. All right, our oil's feeling hot. We've got our 6 little dough balls here. I don't want to crowd the pan, so I'm just gonna kind of see if they all fit in here at once or if we've got to do it in batches. I think I might do half and half, so we'll do 3 and then the other 3. And it just says to fry them up until they're golden brown on both sides. So I'm going to give it 2 to 3 minutes and then give it a check so we can flip them. It's been a couple minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and yep, that feels right to me. Granted, I've never had this before, but it feels nice and solid and flippable, so we're going to go ahead and do just that. Give it another, couple minutes on that side. And then once they're done cooking, I'm going to take them out and put them onto a plate with a paper towel so that all the excess foil comes off. And I will begin repeating the process with the second batch. Okay, they're looking a little bit like a mix between biscuits and donuts. So I think they're ready to go. I'm going to pick these up carefully. They feel very solid, very dense, and I don't know if that's because we've made them gluten-free or if that's just how they're supposed to be. Careful, careful. Actually, let's try it maybe this way is a little more responsible. Whoops, I always gotta do it at least once. Alright, so we're gonna give them 2 minutes on each side, and then we'll be ready to serve. My friends, we did it. We made it all the way around the World Showcase this year. We had so much fun with this theme. I'm really excited that I was able to complete a curriculum, and now anytime anybody wants to study the World Showcase, they're going to have a full resource at their fingertips with art activities and cooking activities and Pinterest boards full of suggestions for videos and worksheets and all sorts of other stuff that they can do with their kids to study all of these countries. Nothing makes learning fun like a Disney twist, in my opinion. And I feel like this year we have learned so much, but also we have really enjoyed ourselves. And that is at the heart of any homeschool experience, I feel, or it should be at least. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, I always have tons of resources listed in the description box. There's a Pinterest board that pertains to each theme. If there's any other sort of Disney themed homeschooling stuff that you'd like to see from me and my channel, please leave your suggestions in the comments below. And thank you so much for joining us on this journey this year. If you liked this video, I hope that you'll please give it a thumbs up before you go. Also, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell because I do post at least 3 times a week and I wouldn't want you to miss a minute. Thanks so much again for watching, friends. See you real soon.